All right. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm back in St. Louis here, back in the home office, and i.e. my basement. But hope everybody's doing well. First note: we are going to be re-recording the organizational live video that my wife and I had a conversation about last week. I know we were having internet problems, so there was lots of freezing, and it just did not go well. So we're going to redo that and delete that old one and put a new one up probably on Sunday. So check that out. We'll be right back here. But my name is Aaron Montgomery. For those of you that don't know me and are watching this on aaronmontgomery.info's Facebook page. But anyways, I just wanted to say good morning, and hopefully everybody's had a great week. First and foremost, so I'm going to put some stuff up here. First and foremost, though, my wife and I have now been married for 5 years, so she deserves an award and a big, huge congratulations. So happy anniversary, Kylene, and hopefully you're watching, or some people that you know are watching. We'll let you know that wishing you a happy anniversary. We splurge once a year for our anniversary, and we go to a place here in St. Louis that probably one of the best restaurants that I've ever been to, called Annie Gunn's. And unfortunately, you also pay the price for that, so it's a once a year thing, and we save up for it all year. And we're going to go out tonight and do that. So I'm really excited about that. In fact, got to go get a haircut. Probably need to shave, get cleaned up a little bit. So again, happy anniversary, sweetie. Let's see what else is going on here. The other announcement I wanted to make before we dive into what I wanted to show you guys today. Next Tuesday, I'm doing a Facebook Live with a friend of mine, Cheryl Kuchek, on her Facebook group page. And I will post a link over to that. If you're not already part of that group, you can PM her. But I'll get all the information. We're going to be talking some substrates and making a pretty exciting announcement. Some things I've talked about a little bit on here, but I don't want to give it away right yet. She will get mad at me if I do. But it's going to be a fantastic event next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. And I'll get a link over to that event as well. But to get in on that, you'll need to PM her directly, Cheryl Kuchek. So check that out. It's going to be fun next Tuesday. And like I said, really excited to make a pretty big announcement for both of us. So looking forward to that. So without further ado, let me see if I can get us into Photoshop here. We're going to talk about doing some mock-ups and how you use the mock-up files in Photoshop. One thing to note, I have talked with some folks that are using Elements, and unfortunately they're not able to use these kinds of mock-up files to do that, as far as I can tell. So this is only for folks that have Photoshop, and I believe it does need to be a full version, not just the trial version. But we'll go through this here, and if anybody has any difference of opinion on that, please let me know. So let me get to that, or take that off, and we'll go over here. Okay, so we are in Photoshop here. I've got a mock-up here. This is one from Pick the Gift, pickthegift.com, wholesale sublimation wholesale sublimation manufacturer. So check them out, and you can get those. Anyways, you see our layers over here. Most of the layers are locked. We can turn a couple of these things off if we want. If we don't want the background there, for example, or we don't want the branches and we just want to do that's fine. I'd recommend not really touching the other things, the art base and the texture layer and the ornament base, because that just changes the way that things look and doesn't give you what you really need for this. So main recommendation is just leave all that stuff open and on. So, but this one here that says double click to place art, this is a smart object layer that's been created. And what we want to do is we want to double click on this right over here in the layers. And what that's going to do is that's going to open up this PSB file over here. That's the actual area. And I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit bigger by hitting Control-0. So we can see it all. So anyhow, this is where I want to put what I'm putting on here. I could come in and add some text and and say Merry Christmas and that kind of thing. obviously it's Christmas time, so we got to make that red, and we're going to have to make that bigger, etc., etc. And then I'm going to move this in here. So I can do that. So that's one way to do this. Another way is if I have my design, I'm going to use this design as an example. This is from a friend of mine, and so I'm going to use this as an example. We're going to go ahead and so this is what we want to put on there. So I'm going to basically take this layer, this art piece, and I'm going to drag it over to this file here. And I'm going to put it in there. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit too big, so I'm going to actually shrink this down so I can do Control T, and now I can size this how I want it. So I want to bring this down. I'm going to skew it just a hair here so it fits. Maybe I don't want to skew it that much. Maybe I do want to stretch it out just a little bit. And so anyhow, I've got that there. Okay, so maybe that's where I want it. So as you can see, now I can just double check to make sure that that's where I want it to be. Maybe I want my Merry Christmas down there. Okay, so now I've got what I want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to File, and I'm going to save this file. Now what that did is that rendered that to my mockup here. So I go back over to my mockup, and okay, there it is. That's what I want. Maybe. So maybe I do want to make some changes though. Maybe I don't like that Merry Christmas down there or whatever the case may be. So now what I can do is I can just go over here, turn that off, make any changes, make any adjustments. Maybe I need to make this just a hair smaller over here so I catch that piece all the way. And now I'm good. Again, I'm going to go back to File, and I'm going to save this one more time. And there we go. Now it's updated my mockup. So from here, now I've got my ornament mockup. I can take and do File, do Save As, save this out as a JPEG file, and then load that right on up to my website and start selling alligator Christmas ornaments. So there you go. That's how you use those mockups. Pretty quick, down and dirty today. So let's slip back over here. All right. Now, next question I normally get asked is where I get these mock-ups. Now, like I said, Pick the Gift's got some of these mock-ups, and they do have a lot of their products that way. Pick the Gift has also partnered with a mock-up company that's on Etsy, and I'm going to put their information up right here. It's Etsy.com shop styled product mock-ups. Really great company, great couple of young ladies that do this out of Florida and make some awesome mock-ups. And they're super cheap already, but they've given Pick the Gift a 10% discount code. So if you just do Pick the Gift 10, Pick the Gift 10, and put that in when you're checking out, that'll get you 10% off of those things. So there we go. That is it for today. Quick, easy. Again, happy anniversary to Kylene, and thank you for a wonderful 5 years. I can't wait for the next 5 years after this and beyond. And again, I look forward to talking to everybody again over on Facebook Live with Cheryl Kuchek and her group on Tuesday. And don't forget to check us out on Sunday, my wife and I. All right. Thanks. Have a great weekend, everybody.